about. And so this is so important.
Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and I'm continuing to troubleshoot my shortwave or my antennas in general. I got many antennas, probably a dozen outside. And this morning, again, I tried to use my SDR in my office, which is supposedly connected to my G5RV dipole antenna. And I still couldn't receive anything. And it's about 4:30 in the morning, and there was just nothing but noise on the band. And I thought, something's wrong here. So while I was upstairs, I got my brand new Raddy RF 757 portable radio using its built-in telescopic antenna, which is about 30 inches. And I let it scan, and it found a couple of stations, kind of weak, but they were readable. And I tried those frequencies on my SDR, and I could barely hear them. And there was so much noise. So I thought, okay, let's go downstairs and use my best setup, which is this SDR radio. This is the DX, RSP DX, and it's connected to my Megaloop antenna, and I have repaired the Megaloop, so I know it's working. And there it is, working fine. Noise is down. Let's see, it's down to, see how far we can put this down. About there. So it's minus 88 dB, where upstairs it was much, much higher. And so the signals were just barely above the noise threshold. So you got a lot of noise. But here I got a nice clean signal. I'll let you listen to it again.
And some are on that very precipice right now, not set out to blatantly.
I think this is out of Nashville, Tennessee. And you can see there's several other signals coming through, nice and clear. Got some noise back here. And so apparently I have a problem with either my antenna, which is on the peak of my second story, and then it slopes down to my front yard and my backyard. And the coax cable is probably at least 30 years old. And I'm not even positive that I've got that cable hooked to my radio upstairs, because I've got such a disarray of cables coming in the window of different antennas. This one is marked. I marked it. That what antenna it is. So I think it's the right one, but it could be damaged. It could be the cable's damaged. It could be even the radio is damaged. So I'm not going to use that radio for a while until I figure that out. So unfortunately, at least this morning, it is 62 degrees in my radio room, a la my tiny garage, which was never big enough to put a car in, even a compact one. So I could quickly convert it to my radio room. And it's, like I say, it's cold down here, 62 degrees. It's probably around 50, maybe outside. It's supposed to warm up to like the 80s. For this next week, it's going to be 80 degrees and slightly above. So that won't be a problem. So here I am, down here, kind of cold. I had a little portable heater turned on yesterday when I was down here, and it blew the breaker. So I was like, I better not use that anymore. I had it on high, so maybe I can use it on the low setting. Anyway, so the bands are still working. The noise level is not bad at all, as indicated by the solar flux numbers. I think the A number is down to like 1 or 2, which is normally an indication of noise. And the solar flux index is like near 200. So solar-wise, the conditions are great. And as you can see on my screen here, it looks very clean. And this is just one part of the spectrum here. This is from 1 megahertz to 8.5 megahertz. So I think shortwave is okay. I think it's just my antenna, possibly my radio upstairs. So I'm going to continue to use this setup and listen to shortwave. Now, people ask, why do you listen to shortwave? What's so interesting on shortwave? Well, the thing I listen to on shortwave is the news. I like to hear the news from foreign stations to see what they're saying about world events, and especially what they're saying about the United States. That's, to me, very interesting. And except for the BBC, you can't really get that on TV, at least not on my setup. So I can get that information on the internet. Now, this particular station doesn't give me that much information, and it's within the United States. So I'm looking for stations like in Europe, Middle East, China, and stations like that. So I concluded that, I think I told you this once or twice already, that my setup upstairs is bad and it needs to be somehow fixed. I would like to get another Megaloop antenna. That Megaloop antenna, not very expensive, and it has been my best antenna. I've only got it like 15 feet in the air. I'm told that it's not so important with that antenna to have it way up in the air. I can, okay, I've got my radio here connected to 3 antennas, and somewhere I had a piece of paper that told me what they were. This one is my Megaloop. This is that's my 31-foot MFJ long wire antenna. It's doing pretty good. You can see it's got more noise. Let me go back to the Megaloop. There's the Megaloop. That's the beauty of the Megaloop. It's got that noise canceled out. Now my switch, and you see this jumping up and down, my antenna switch is a cheap antenna switch. This particular one I'm using. So the contacts are not that good. So I really need to swap that out with a better switch. The reason I'm using this switch is that it has 3 connections. So I can hook up either 3 radios to 1 antenna or 3 antennas to 1 radio, which is what I have now. And just for grins, let's see, I got it marked here. This is a J-pole right there. That's a J-pole, 2-meter J-pole. So you see this doesn't do very good on HF. So there's the vertical, and there's the Megaloop. And you can see the signals are sticking out. We very quickly, just go to a couple of these. Let's unmute it.
Comes from very...
That is very clear. Let's music go. Okay, music, get off of it. Get off that music. That must be, I think that's an amateur radio. Probably lower sideband, maybe. Let's see if we can tune it. Yeah, I lost it. There's data. Nah. I mean, I could tune it in, but when you're tuning in, especially amateur radio operators on sideband, it takes a little tweaking to get tuned in. Plus, they're not transmitting all the time, so it takes a little while to get it tuned in. Let's just go to 10 megahertz for the heck of it. Doing it the hard way. Okay, so there's 10 megahertz. Pretty good signal. There's a big signal right there. Just unmute it. You got some noise. Oh, that's why. Okay. There's a female voice from Hawaii. Coming in clear. Well, pretty good. Let's look at this signal here.
Coordinated universal time.
No. Oh, it's probably AM.
That's Psalm 103, verse
There we
8.
go.
That's what verse 8 says. It starts by saying Yahweh is compassionate.
There we go.
What is that? The word compassionate.
I think that might be out of Tennessee also. But bottom line, things are working now. Shortwave is very good. It typically is better in the wintertime, early in the morning, late in the afternoon, evening, and it's doing good. Now what I need to do is go to that website, short-wave.info, and find what's on and find some news broadcasts, which is what I like to listen to. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. That tells me I'm showing you something you're interested in, not wasting your time. Don't need to waste people's time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.